everyone, I'm Diana Mariam Cornico from BTVTED 2K FSM-A. So in this video, I will discuss the 4 phases of bacterial growth, but first let us define what is bacteria. According to Microbiology Society, bacteria are microbes with a cell structure simpler than that of many other organisms. Their control center, containing the genetic information, is contained in a single loop of DNA. Some bacteria have an extra circle of genetic material called a plasmid rather than a nucleus. The plasmid often contains genes that gives the bacterium some advantage over the bacteria. The bacteria also grow as time passes by, and that leads us to 4 phases of bacterial growth. The first phase is the lag phase, followed by the log phase or exponential phase, then the stationary phase and dead phase. So let's first talk about the lag phase. As you can see in the graph, the line in the lag phase is in a low position, indicating that there are still no bacteria that grow, and that's because the bacteria haven't matured yet and are in the process of adapting to the condition of their environment. So there is no movement of bacteria in this phase. The second phase is the log phase or exponential phase. In this phase, you can see that there's a change in the line of the graph, indicating that the bacteria have grown already and are still growing, doubling up the numbers of the bacteria. In this phase, the bacteria is still sensitive and can be killed by disinfectant. However, when the number of bacterial cells grow over time, it's now prepared to move on to the next phase, which is the stationary phase. In a stationary phase, the bacterial cells are starting to settle. The bacteria are not increasing nor decreasing due to loss of nutrients from the food that the bacteria are eating. You could ask me, how that happened? You might also ask, isn't bacteria supposed to grow without stopping? So here is the explanation for that. In the log phase or exponential phase, the bacteria starts growing because they get nutrients from the food that they're eating. Once the nutrients has already been absorbed by the bacteria, and once the bacteria feel that there's no food or nutrients that they can absorb, they start to settle, saving what is left, even if it's just a little or very tiny food, so they can last longer. They are slowing down in order to survive, and thus they are not increasing nor decreasing. Because there is no food or nutrients to be absorbed by the bacteria, it now leads us to the dead phase, which is the last phase of bacterial growth. So now we're down to the last phase of bacterial growth, which is the dead phase. In its own word, dead, meaning the bacteria are starting to die because there's no nutrients to be absorbed in the stationary phase. And they are starting to die, and the number of bacterial cells are declining. We all know once the bacteria has no food to consume, they are dying just like human, because in order to survive, a living creatures must have a food to consume. Before this video ends, I want to tell you something about bacteria. Most people know that all bacteria are a bad thing for the body, but they didn't know that bacteria has 2 classifications, which are the good and bad bacteria. Good bacteria are the bacteria that are needed in order to survive, as they help absorb the nutrients that are taken, and they do not harm our body. While the bad bacteria are the ones that are harming our body. These are the bacteria that are destroying our body and are affecting our health. So always keep in mind to be mindful of what we are eating. And that will be all. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you for watching.